Hey y'all, it is that time again. We are decorating for Christmas. I got these lazy dogs not really helping me, just watching me and judging me, but that's okay. Now you're here with me. Let's hang out, let's decorate. I decided that I was going to be more organized this year in how I do this because typically I have my husband, Christopher, CR, bring in like all the Christmas decoration boxes. He just brings everything in and I kind of like go through it. What happens is I end up making a giant flipping mess. So I said, okay, let's do this in phases this year. And since I have my Christmas planner and I've been keeping things better organized as far as like what we have, it did make it much easier this time. So we started with the trees. I said, just basically bring me all the bags of trees. We have 3 trees. And so I just had him bring those in. Let's get those set up. Then we can get rid of the giant bags that they come in, as in like take them, back out to the garage. Just try to go in phases instead of just bringing everything in and dumping it. So this tree actually is one of our older trees that we've had for a while from Walmart. And then this one is one of our King of Christmas trees that I got a couple of years ago. It is flocked, and I will be very transparent to tell you that I feel like I'm a little over flocking, okay? I'm a little over it. It's messy, as you can see, and it's just not quite the vibe. I really like the more natural feeling. Obviously, we're using artificial garland and trees, but the ones that feel more natural without the flocking on it. I don't know. This was an expensive tree because it's from King of Christmas, so it will be sticking around, but I'm just saying, I decided that I wanted my main trees to be the non-flocked ones. Anyways, they also have to go where they fit because our house is very old and it has low ceilings in most places. So we kind of have to find the pockets where we have normal to higher ceilings, and that's kind of where the tree has to go. So this is our other King of Christmas tree. I love this one. I love it so much. Now, again, talk about like regrets. I thought I'll get it without the lights on it. It's cheaper if you get them without lights, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to put your own lights on the tree. So a pre-lit tree is the way to go. I'm just saying. You can see that I moved the flocked one into the entryway. I thought I would like it here, but it was just too much. It's a very tight space in this area, so I decided to move it to the entryway. Plus, I felt like the flocking kind of went with the lighter blue and white vibes in this area anyways. So that's what I decided to do. Then again, purchases that I have made that have really like been worth it to me in the long run are things like this Amazon organizer for Christmas decorations. I have been able to like keep my candles, the little window candles that you put batteries in, my little like porcelain trees. There's dividers for these bins, and then they just zip up. They also have like a label on the outside that you can just write on and slip into the clear packaging. And that's really, makes it easy for you to know what's inside. So I can just tell CR, like, bring me any boxes that say, small tchotchkes or something on it, right? Makes it easier. I kind of have, the longer we are in this house, and I don't know if you guys are this way too, but like the longer we're in a place, the more that I'm like, okay, I kind of have set decor. Like I know what goes here. I know what goes there. It does get a little challenging because if you've been around this channel for any amount of time, then you know that I like to rearrange furniture a lot. I like to not necessarily like redecorate, but I just do a lot of rearranging and things like that, especially in this house where I feel like I'm still trying to get my footing with how I want it to feel, how I want it to look, and what can actually withstand the lifestyle of living on a farm. So anyways, all of that to say, I have a like vibe for that front area. So it's just kind of, I'm pulling things out and putting them where I know that they will eventually go. Because again, not all the pieces are there, right? I have ribbons, but I don't have the wreaths up. So I'm just trying to be a little more orderly. And if this like comes to you naturally to be super, I don't know, like type A and orderly, then you're probably chuckling to yourself. But if you are more chaotic in how you do things and how your brain works, then you understand. I was quite excited when I pulled this bin out and saw my holiday dish towels and hand towels for the bathroom and stuff, but our stockings, that was something that we purchased last year. like made the investment into new stockings, ones that coordinate and work for the whole family. And I got these on Etsy. I will link to the shop down below, but I loved that I could just kind of mix the fur and the flannels and all of that. And then they came with little wooden, or did I think I might have actually ordered those separately. They're like little tags, like name tags that with beads and stuff. So you hang them on the stocking. Yeah, it's just, I love them. I really do. It was kind of one of those things that I've avoided making the investment into like nice stockings for the whole family, especially when you have a family of 10, y'all. That stuff adds up, okay? It really does. So you kind of have to be very wise if you're going to invest in stockings. And so I just kind of waited, and we got the cheapest ones we could get from Target for years. But I finally bit the bullet, as they say, and got the nice ones from Etsy, and I love them. This runner I actually got from like Marshalls or TJ Maxx, and it's truly one of my very favorite pieces in my Christmas decor collection. I look forward to bringing it out every year. I will be sad should I ever have a home decorated in a way that it doesn't work, because I love it. So just put that on the entry table and then make my little arrangement of my porcelain trees and such. This is honestly kind of like, I don't want the kids can't reach this. This is a higher like console table type thing. The kids can't reach it. So that's where I like to put my breakables, because they would love to touch and play with those trees. So I like to keep them up where it's not within their grabbing range. The one thing I will say about getting a tree from King of Christmas is that they send you these fluffing gloves. And I kind of thought it was silly. When I first opened them, I was like, oh, how funny, like fluffing gloves. I love these things. I love them so much. I'm so glad I have them. Maybe I just have sensitive hands, though I don't really think that's it. Otherwise, they wouldn't make these, because most people probably feel the same way. It starts to like grate on your like sensory, I don't know, like your nerves, and I don't know, just makes like sensory disorder stuff like go wackadoodle when you start trying to like fluff a tree. It's just too much of the spikiness. So the gloves are really nice. I can use them fluffing garland, wreaths, trees, whatever. Anytime I have to fluff artificial pine, artificial, garland, whatever it is, any of the artificial stuff that makes your hands like kind of scratchy and itchy. I love it. And they have like the elastic, so they go farther up your arm. They're great. They're really great. I'm sure that they make a product like that you can just buy standalone, but I like that the little detail that King of Christmas gives you those pairs of gloves when they send you your tree. And you also get a really nice bag that the tree goes in as well. But I'm going to have to put lights on this one, as you can see, because I got the unlit one, trying to save myself a little bit of money, but it's going to cost me time. Isn't that the way? I'm going to wrap this around, and I did discover that, I think I put my lights away working. I know I tested them when I put them away, but somehow in the last year and just hanging out in the garage, some of my lights died. They didn't want to work anymore. That's all right. You win some, you lose some. Again, this card to rewrap lights on came as part of some of my Christmas decoration storage supplies that I got from Amazon last year. It's kind of, I just want to say this, like it's kind of one of those things that you see it and you see people share about it, and they've got their red and green totes and they've got their red and green, and sure, you can just toss it into boxes and regular old, clear plastic bins, which is what we've done for basically 17 years that we've been married. But last year, I decided to purchase some of and test, because, that's part of what I do is buy things and test them and see if I like them, see if they're worth it, to give that information to you guys, to be able to pass along, like, let me waste my money on it and I'll try it. And if it's good, I'll tell you. If it's not, I won't ever show it to you. I'll just because I try not to share about crap I don't like. But either way, the point, Vanessa, is that some of these like Christmas organization storage bin things are actually very much worth it, because they are actually meant for Christmas decoration. So they just have little details about them that make it perfect for Christmas decorations, to adequately store them, in a way that's organized so things don't get tangled, that's easy to sort. And to me, especially if you have more than a couple of bins of Christmas decorations, I think that some of these organizing things are worth it. I'll link for you down below in the description box. I have a separate like list on Amazon, but I will link them down below in the description box, the ones that I have that I think are worth it, because they just really do help keep your stuff in order and tidy, which, if we're just getting down to brass tacks here, the whole purpose of that is that it makes it faster and easier for you to decorate and undecorate. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a short attention span, so I can only spend about 2 days doing this stuff. After that, I'm done. I'm over it, and I'm like, screw it. I don't care. We're not celebrating Christmas this year. I turn into Ebenezer Scrooge after 2 days because I just don't have the attention span for it. I get bored with it. I'm over it. So I like to have, I like my house to be decorated for Christmas, but I don't want it to be so cumbersome for me to actually manage that I don't do it. Anyhow, okay, so now that I've pled my case for why I think some Christmas organization things are worth it, let's get back to decorating the tree. Again, last year I got some nice decorations, some nicer decorations from Balsam Hill, I believe is the name of the company. Again, I've had kids for a million years now at this point, and I've just come to learn that I don't like having things in my house that I would truly be like really upset if they got broken. So I've avoided having nicer things in certain arenas in our home for years and years. But my youngest is 4 now, so I felt like it was a better time to have some nicer decorations. Like most of these ornaments on this tree are glass balls, which, by the way, I am thus far the only person who has broken one of the glass balls. It's me. I'm the problem. I am the klutz and the clumsy one. So if someone's going to break something, it's probably going to be me and then the kids. But either way, I really, really like them. Some things are not worth spending more money on. There's some things that's like, you might as well just get the cheaper thing, whatever. But sometimes it's very obvious in the quality of the item that like, yes, I see the difference between the really cheap one and the one that's a little pricier. So for me, there's just certain things that I'm like, okay, I want this to look nice. I want it to hold up. I want the quality of it to be really great. So I'm willing to make a little bit more of an investment in that. And that's kind of what some of the decorations that are on this tree are from Balsam Hill. And it's not like they're like absurd. They're just not, Walmart prices, if you will. So anyways, now it is time, like Simba, it is time to put the star on the tree, not to put the tree on the star. That would be a challenge. Apparently I stopped recording. So funny enough, this entry tree, we did the fluffing. Okay. We started doing the fluffing, and the kids really wanted to help. So this was like the tree that I said, this is the tree that y'all get to really help decorate. And what I ended up doing was I started decorating it, and then you'll see in a second that my parents showed up. So I just let the little kids like completely decorate this tree themselves. I thought, you know what? They're not going to be happy until they get to just like put crap everywhere all over the tree wherever they want without me directing them or whatever. And I figured I'll just redecorate it. Hello, parents. My parents are here. So I let them go ham on that tree. And then I went back the next day and rearranged the decorations to look a little bit better. It's not the best, but it's okay, right? We're a family. This is our Christmas. I want them to remember decorating the tree, and they don't notice that I rearranged it. It's not like they're married to how they decorated it. So that worked for me. It's kind of double the work, sort of, but not really. I just rearranged the ornaments, and they put them all on. Now we move on to the mantle. That garland on the mantle is some of that like real touch type of garland that I was telling you about. It does like really feel much more real. Again, sometime in my life, I will have fresh, real garland. We used to always have fresh, real Christmas trees. We used to go cut ours down. It's just gotten harder over the years to do that and to keep it alive. And with the animals, they like to drink the water and pee on it. And it's just, if you know the struggle of a real tree, then you know the struggle. So I love a real tree, grew up with them, and we've always had them almost the entirety of our marriage. It wasn't until a few years ago that we decided to venture into the fake tree realm. But it works for us for now. My point, though, of course, is that someday I would like to have real fresh garland, real tree again. But that will probably be when my younger kids are older and everybody's like coming back to mom's for Christmas or something. One year I'll just surprise them and everything will be real. But for now, we go with the artificial stuff. But I do appreciate that artificial trees, garland, wreaths have gotten much better in their quality. The more you're willing to spend, the even better the quality gets. But I draw the line somewhere. And I have to say that certain things like the Studio McGee garland that I got from Target last year, and then you'll see when I do the steps, I got another 2 lengths of, because they release a different one every year. The one I got this year is also really nice. So, they're worth a little bit, it's still Target prices, but it's nice. I like it. It's, it's fake, but it has a more realistic feel, if you will, which is worth it to me. Sad to see my little tulips. You guys know how much I love my artificial tulips that I get from Amazon that feel real. They really, really do. Those will go up in storage for the Christmas season, and I replaced it with some of my fake floral or artificial, sounds better than fake, right? Floral arrangements. I believe that those sprigs and different things I tossed together are actually from a floral. I think so. This is one of my older Walmart wreaths with, I believe those are Walmart bows that I put on that, and some of those little like twinkle lights with the battery packs. Okay, this is what I think is so funny. This is why my dad and I are not allowed to do stuff together, because the tree didn't fit inside the base. So my dad's like, we'll just slip it over the top. Well, we're going to get about halfway down this tree here and discover that that is not so easy to do. But because it's me and my dad, we're basically like, the movie, This Is How We Fix Things in the Russian Space Station. That's basically what my dad and I do. We shove this tree. And it goes from a normal fluffy Christmas tree to looking like one of those downturned trees. Those are like popular now where all the branches are like pointing down. That's basically what we turned this into. Accidentally dropped a wreath on my head. Good times. And then, as per usual, my mom shows up to rescue. She's like, let me fluff and fix what you and your dad broke. It ended up okay. I'll be honest with you, because these are like wires and stuff back there. We did bend them. It's not going to ever be the same again, but that's okay. It's all right. All is well that ends well. And I think when I finally got done decorating this tree, it was fine in the end, is what I'm trying to say. But it's just, if you wonder where I get it from, where I'm like, I'll make it fit and I'll just figure this out, like, it's my dad. Also, know if you ever come to my house and you do something dumb in front of the camera on purpose, I'm going to leave it in. Okay? So there you go, husband. That's what you get. I'm leaving it in. All right. As you can see, we're on to another day, and this tree, the lights were dead on. So I only had one tree that I didn't have to string the lights on. How annoying. And I only had one string of lights, so I had to go to Target and pick up more, which I'm not sad about in the end, because I really like these tiny globe lights. We have the globe lights as part of our outdoor decorations, and I love them. I love them so much more than the traditional, pointed shape of the Christmas lights that you usually hang on your house and stuff. I love these because they feel like a little retro vintage, with the ball light, if you will. And these, I want to say these are like $5 or $10 for a set of them. So anyways, I got a few more strings of these, and we're going to get those wrapped around the tree. And I feel like if you're a parent, you can relate. You bend over to do something and your kid turns your butt into a playground. It's charming, isn't it? It's lovely. There's no part of you that is off limits for children. Join you in the bathroom? Yes. Play with a tree on your butt? Yes. Whatever. Okay, so we're going to wrap the lights around the tree. I will say again that I also, not to complain or anything, but I'm having a really hard time finding tree skirts that are actually made of metal or a basket weave or something other than a fabric tree skirt that fits around the base of these trees that have that X shape thing at the bottom. None of the dang bases that you buy at the store fit around a tree. I I'm wondering, like, if I'm alone in this, did I miss the boat? Is there something special you're supposed to do? We can't put down like skirts like that. My animals will think that I gave them a indoor bathroom. That's what they'll try to do with it. So I'm just frustrated because obviously you could see we basically had to break the tree to get this copper one on. And I had to like kind of sort of make it work with the other tree. You'll see it's just kind of like set on the front of it. It's not even actually attached. And I still have to find something for the front room, the white flocked tree, because there's nothing that fits around the bottom of the dilly dang base. It's agitating. So this is my like outdoor naturey sort of tree. I mean, you don't typically find gold glitter in nature, but go with it. Okay. You get the idea. There's like wood and I don't know. There's just not like a lot of like ball decorations on this. It's more like sprigs and pine cones and little snowflake shapes. And then I have some ribbon and also this like gauzy stuff, which I love. And I'm kind of like, I need to go get some more of that for these other trees to make them all have that, because I like the way it looks. These little individual bows, they have like twisty ties, like sandwich bag ties on the back of them. I got these at Walmart a couple years ago, and they're like, oh shoot, what's the name of the material? That brown stuff. Why can't I think of it? You know what I mean? It's like that natural material, and then they have blue thread, or not blue, black thread. My brain, you guys, black threading around the outside of them. They just went really well with the vibe of this tree. So I hung a bunch of those little bows on different branches, which I love how that felt. And then I realized after I filmed this, like, oh, it's done. I was like, no, it's not. You forgot your ribbons. So we will come back, see, and add the ribbons. And that's the stuff I'm hanging right now, is the like kind of gauzy stuff. I love it because it's so easy. It's almost like you really can't screw it up. You just kind of tuck it in. You could wrap it around. Like there's so many different ways to use it. And I don't know, I feel like it's pretty fail safe. Like you just put it up and it's okay if it's not perfect. It just looks good. Just kind of scrunched in there, and I don't know, I really like it. I ended up really liking this tree. And now we move on to the staircase, which I tried to film this last year too. This is a very odd part of my house where it's hard to find an angle to film this and like a place to put the camera and record. Also, it's like the darkest part too. There's just like not a lot of light over here. I could have brought in artificial lighting, but I was busy decorating. So what I decided to do was, normally I've done like the just wrap it around, and I realized I'm like, that doesn't look nice. You know, you see stuff on Instagram and you're like, why does everybody's like garland and stuff look so much nicer than mine? Oh, it's because I'm wrapping mine around and that's not what they're doing. So I decided to just test this. So this is I think this is garland from Walmart that's just plain, as in like, I don't think there's any lights on this. No, there are lights on it, but there's no place to plug them in. So there's no lights on it for me. In practical terms, there's no lights on it. So I just kind of set it along the top and like kind of zigzagged it down, but didn't wrap it around. And then I used my various velvet ribbons to kind of tie it on to the banister. And then this is my new garland from Target. That's from the Studio McGee line. And I kind of put this on top of it just to really like fill out the garland on the staircase and make it floofy, make it more floofy. I feel like that's the Instagram garlands. It's because there's like 500 strings of garland and it drapes all the way down their stairs. I'm like, my God, my children would just ravage that. And my dogs, it wouldn't last a hot second. I can't have garland like dripping down the stairs and onto the floor. It wouldn't last in my house. So a little ways down the banister is about as wild and crazy as we're getting. But I like how like this looks more filled out. Be sure to come back for the full holiday home tour where I give you the finished look at everything. And I hope you enjoyed decorating with me. Links for everything I talked about will be down below in the description box, and I will see y'all again very soon. Bye.